In a way, I'm training for fatherhood. When you're a father, you need to make sure that the kid is growing up in a stable environment. You need to make sure that you're not passing on your negative qualities onto them. And the more stable and good you are as a person, the better that is. So every piece of self-development that I do is going to make me better years down the line. Right? The more fit that I am, the more mentally steady that I am, the more settled I am with my career financially, the better it will be. The more
Stability.
Yeah, the more everything that I've developed now will translate into how well I'm able to do as a dad. And so that's why I do. But the primary reason you do these things is not to be a better father. It's not to be a better employee or a better tennis player or a better anything. It's to be a better you and to feel happier. Yeah. It's what makes you feel good every minute that you're around.
By serving yourself, you serve everyone else.
Right, yeah. Right. The best you is the best servant of other people.
I've been spending so much time with my niece, Lena, 1-year-old, and it's just amazing watching her develop this past year and just how much she soaks up from everyone around her. And if you can imagine a child that is with people who don't have the best habits, of course, that they're going to get those habits. You know what I mean? And people who, if a child is surrounded by people with very positive habits that have good outcomes, then that's what they're going to tend towards. You know, formative years are just so important. And if you're not making sure that you are the best version of yourself you can be, or doing your best to achieve that, then you know that's going to kind of leach out onto the people around you, not just children, but everyone.
Yeah, I take my position seriously, whatever that position is. I mean, as it stands today, I'm a person doing what I'm doing, living where I'm living, making videos as I make them. But every person that I come across and interact, I'm directly or indirectly affecting, right? And then, you know, in time, perhaps I'll be having a bigger position within society and all that. And everything that I do percolates from what I am. So I think it's important for every person to have that sort of personal responsibility. Another way I'm preparing to be the best dad that I can be is by creating the best world around me that I can for the children. I don't just mean that with my own self in terms of money and my surroundings. I mean the surrounding world. The better the world is, the better it is for each single person to live within it. First of all, I want to make sure that I'm doing well financially and personally, but I want to make sure that this world is a better place than it is at this moment than it was at the moment that I was born. And I want to make sure it gets better moment by moment. So my investment within the world and its people is my videos and my show. Amazing People is designed to bring people of different backgrounds, different specialties, and bring their knowledge into the forefront.
It's a very diverse group of people you've had on there so far in terms of all parts of their life.
Yeah, right. Couple of foreigners, one American-born, diverse in terms of what they do.
Their attitudes and backgrounds, I'm sure.
Yes, and there are some commonalities in terms of the mentalities they have and the work habits they have, and I want to make it seen that those work habits, the non-addictiveness, the extreme work ethic that they have, that everyone knows that they themselves can develop that. And when every person empowers their own self through their own self, if they want to use my show as a source of inspiration, they can and they should. But I want to make sure that every person can live and work in the way that the people that I bring on my show live and work. That's how you have a better world. That's how you have a world where there's just more happiness, less of these problems that you see on the news, less of the problems that you read about in statistics, whatever they may be, and there are numerous types. That's the sort of world that I want to bring my children into. I mean, I've heard this thing that people say, I don't want to have kids because...
What kind of world am I bringing them into?
What suffering am I going to inflict on them by bringing them into this world?
Just by virtue of having them exist.
Yeah, exactly. Now, me personally, I mean, I would happily bring a child into this world as it stands. I'm happy I was born in 1992 with the world as it stood at that time. But of course, the better the world is, the better it is. And I invest within the people through the knowledge that I've got from my father, through the knowledge that I can bring out of people like Dr. Garagazlu and the other people who are on my show. and through every passing moment that I'm picking up more information, filtering it through my mind, figuring out how to make it useful. That's my place and purpose on the earth, and I hope that other people really benefit from it, and I hope that the kids that I eventually have are living in a better world for it and because it.
Yeah. Well, it will be, because that's your intention, you know. And if you are acting on your intention, then you know that you'll be doing your part to make that happen.
If you act with intention and you act in a way that's actually intelligent and effective, you know, you and I spoke a little bit earlier about philanthropy. I can have the intention of doing something, doing some good, and I might just throw money at a certain charity, right? That might not have been the right charity to make the most of each of those valuable dollars.
Absolutely.
Right. So I hope to match my intention with the right marketing, the right people on my show, the right things that I talk about. You know, the intention is strong, and I need to make sure that every piece that I actually do ends up working also.
Because how would it dilute the message if you weren't very selective about who you had on the show?
Right, and I don't want it to be diluted.
Exactly.